Chair. A couple of questions I want to ask is, I noticed in reading some of the reports that Cura has been mentioned possibly as some of the issue. Are we, refresh my memory, are we done with Cura, or did we keep a portion of it in the new program, or just educate?
At this point, we continue to be under evaluation on the replacement IEBM system, and until that bid is made public and we move forward in the contracting process, we're not able to share or to give that information publicly at this point in time. So we continue in both systems, Answer presently, Anchorum, and then we're working toward finalizing the contract with the new IEBM system.
How much longer until that's going to be done to where we know something, or you can talk about it publicly?
It's with the Office of State Procurement, but I think a public award is imminent. I mean, I would say within the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay. MMIS is also referenced in this report. Tell me as far as how they play a role, and I'm trying to, been a lot happening the last 2 or 3 years, and I'm just trying to keep up with it. So where are we with MMIS as far as y'all's usage of it?
So MMIS, our new system interchange, went live in November of last year. We have pulled down our legacy system, and CMS will be on site with us in the month of December to certify our MMIS system.
So is it fair to say that some of the issues, is it fair to say, or is it not fair to say that some of the issues that have shown up in those reports are because of the systems that have historically been used, and did they create any of the issues?
I think that is correct to some degree, and we're hopeful that the reports being run out of interchange will alleviate some of these things. Dawn or Timmy, I don't know if you want to expound on that. But.
Yes, I'll just add, excuse me, you know, our prior MMIS system, our legacy system, was nearly 30 years old, and while we did go ahead and make updates year after year, you know, in many respects it was sort of like putting band-aids on, you know, just to kind of get to the point where we could get a new system in place. So some of the things that we see here are by default built in the system to say, okay, you can't do this without going through a proper process. In terms of things that they might have had to build in over time to best fit our needs were things that were all put into the new system, so that they are happening on a regular basis and are being done so electronically. So it has definitely reduced the amount of manual work that has to occur, because unfortunately, you know, as is often the case, when there are manual processes that have to occur, there's definitely room for error. So the new system has automated many of the things, and including some of the findings that we have in here, and so we're thankful to have that new system in place.
And the reason I'm asking is because the chair mentioned a while ago what I want to term as far as manpower and trained personnel that, you know, you retain long enough to remember past mistakes so that we don't create future mistakes, and that's one side of it. Hopefully the new pay plan will address some of that issue where you can retain some of the people. And then you talk about systems, which is this part of the conversation that, you know, we've worked hard the last couple of years to get away from some of the old systems moving forward, but also then there's the question of CMS. How much of what we deal with that create auditing problems for us could be attributed to CMS requirements or the lag time in response from CMS? Because one of the things I noticed in claim 2017-011 was that y'all moved forward without approval from CMS on an issue, and that seems to be part of the cause determination for that finding. So what's the relationship with CMS past and present as far as it contributing to any of these findings?
I think our relationship with CMS at this time is very good. I can't really comment on the past, but our relationship with them right now is very good. CMS has limits in what they can and cannot do. It's like dealing with any other large organization. They work with you. They create, as you just said, their own institutional memory and history about what's going on with states. They put us in When you're working with CMS, there's also the issue of what may be going on in other states. So if a state has a very specific problem and issue, CMS will work with you around that as best they can, usually. When they see a whole bunch of states all having the same problem, even if they can't take action on it very specifically, they know that they've got to deal with all the states having the same issue. And so a lot of that takes place in the back and forth discussions you have with them as they're trying to figure out where they should take action at the end of the day versus where they can be a little bit more lenient, because they do understand the complexities of what happens out in the states with change. So I would say our relationship with them is good. Where we have had an issue in terms of what you're also talking about is documenting the decision-making that goes on inside the agency, and documenting the conversations with CMS and the decision-making, and ensuring that we are letting, not just having appropriate levels within the organization around decision-making, but ensuring that if it's substantial enough that that information is flowing both over to the governor's office, to DFNA, and to the legislature. So we put in, it's not what you asked, but I'll throw this in. To the one you are discussing, remember when I said that we are trying to then also step back, in addition to addressing the finding, really look at what may have caused it and what else we should be doing. So we put in place, and I think this was sent, a letter was sent Friday night. We've been working with OMIG. We've strengthened our own processes, which we have provided to Audit, and I think those are strong processes around how we do edits and audits in our system. Changes like what you're talking about, turning off a timely filing edit. But we've also stepped back and looked at it and said, what else do we need to be doing to ensure that if we do take an action, that it's not just, do we have the right documentation and a good approval process, but are we ensuring the integrity of the operation is still taken care of? So we've been working with OMIG around that, and so we sent a letter to Elizabeth Smith Friday night, and she's very much in concurrence that OMIG is now going to be added to our process around edits and audits, so that they can ensure that if we are making a change, that they're part of it and can ensure that the integrity of the system is maintained, that we aren't creating an opening for something bad to happen without us realizing it. Dawn, do you have anything to add to my long-winded response?